Listen up, y'all. It is movie time, and I am putting together a list of 25, 20, 25, 20. Either way, I'm putting a list so that y'all could put this on to y'all list, and then y'all could enjoy the movies. And we're just rolling with Christmas movies, y'all. We're rolling with 25 of them. Rolling with 25 of my list of movies that I think was actually pretty good. And I'm trying to even watch one other movie to really figure out. Well, one of the movies I know that I can't even find is Miracle on 34th Street. I can't find that movie, y'all. But regardless, yeah, it's still good. Um, but regardless, though, y'all, these are 25 of movies that I think were really good. And we're going to go down the list so that y'all could go back and go check it out. So the first one was, well, actually, we start from 25 and we go all the way down to 1 until it's Christmas time. It's a Wonderful Life. 24 was Red One. 23 was Who Made the Potato Salad, which was really good. I thought that was really funny one. 22 was Almost Christmas. 21 was Violent Night. And number 20, y'all, Polar Express. I like this movie. It was. I think it was pretty well done, y'all. Um, yes, I think Polar Express was pretty well done. Seeing is believing, right? That's what one of the characters said in the movie. Well, the main character, Tom Hanks. And I really thought that Tom Hanks really did a very good job in the movie. Tom Hanks plays the conductor in this kid's movie. And it starts off with this little boy. Of course, the little boy doesn't really believe that Santa's real. He doesn't believe that he doesn't like he's just a doubter. He's just a doubting Thomas, right, y'all? So what happens is that now the little boy is doubting that Santa's real. And it goes on. So he goes to have so the little boy, he goes and has a dream. He goes to sleep. Goes to sleep, has his dream. And like I said, he's just doubting that Santa's real. And and in his little boy's dream, he dreams that that there's this train that goes to picks him up, and along the way they pick up passengers that are going to go to the North Pole. So now Santa Claus is at the North Pole waiting for them, right? And of course, it's always 5 minutes till midnight. It's always 5 minutes till midnight. But along the way towards North Pole, there are certain events that happen. That try to hinder them from getting to the North Pole, right? There are certain events that happen along the way. They also pick up this one little boy who's also a doubter, and which makes me really believe that a lot of these kids that are on this this train are nothing but doubting Thomases, right? Um, and so they pick up this one little boy who doesn't have a ticket and who at first really didn't want to come onto the train and actually go meet Santa, but one of the main characters, the boy who had the dream, he actually persuaded he actually persuaded the train conductor to go back and go get him. So so they go pick this kid up, and they take him onto the train. And like I said, throughout the whole train ride, they are trying to get to the North Pole. And of course, there are serious events that just stop them, right? Um, and then even when they're at the North Pole, these three, right? So it's the main character who had the dream, and then it was like a little girl, little black little girl, and then the other boy, right? The other boy who didn't want to get on the train first. These three, like, kind of like get in trouble together. They kind of stick together and stuff like that. Um, while they're at the North Pole, and throughout the North Pole, throughout their when they're in the North Pole, throughout their journey there, that's when they find this one package that was supposed to be delivered to the boy who didn't want to get on the train. It's supposed to, so they have the package. So they see the package that's supposed to be for this boy, and then that's when they kind of get into the believing mode, and and so then that's when they get a little lost again, and then they finally get into the area where everybody is, right? The elves, the Santa, the boy who had the dream. He meets Santa and basically gives him like this little bell, and the bell is supposed to symbolize that when you're a child, you have this childlike faith, right? That Santa is real. You have this childlike believing that Santa is real, but their parents, they couldn't hear the bell ring, right? But as a kid, you were able to hear the bell. You were able to believe that there is a ringing in this bell. And then they also describe that too, in the end, where they are how there are kids who can hear that bell and still believe, but then yes, there are once you grow up, you don't believe no more, right? As most of us do, we don't believe in Santa Claus once we've reached a certain age, once we've reached a certain place in life. We don't believe that Santa Claus is real anymore. That's really just like a kids thing. But anyway, so so that's what the whole premise is of the movie. And then of course, the little boy, he goes back into believing that Santa Claus is real until he grows up and he has his own life and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, like I said, the movie is a pretty well done movie. Um, yeah, it's a pretty well done movie. It's definitely a movie, that you could sit around with your kids, sit around with, even as grown adults. Sometimes we need to be reminded of movies like these. But like I said, it definitely is a movie that you can watch and that you can enjoy. Um, there is humor in this movie. There is a little bit of action. There is just an overall good movie that I would say that, yeah, let's go ahead and go watch this again. But yeah, it is a movie I would watch again. Um, but I'll probably give it about 7.5. I would say 7.58. Um, and I believe the movie is rated PG. I don't think it's PG-13. It should be PG. Should be. I mean, it's kind of a kids movie. So yeah, it should be rated PG. But yeah, go ahead and go check it out, y'all. Y'all can find it on Disney. Disney has this movie. Search up Polar Express, and y'all gonna see a very good movie, y'all. All right, check it out, y'all.